Guys, today's our topic is object class in Java. Object class in Java. What is this object class? Where it will be present? Why we need it? Okay. So today our topic is object class in Java. Now see here. Object class is available in java.lang package. Java.lang package. Okay. Object class is supermost or parent class for all the Java classes. All the Java classes. So what it is mean by every class in Java? Every class in Java is or indirectly directly inherits, okay, inherited from, otherwise directly or indirectly derived from the object class. If if a class does not doesn't extend doesn't extend any other classes directly directly, then it is a direct child class of direct child class of object class direct child class of object. And if any other class, if extends, suppose if a class extends other classes the class extends other classes, then it is indirectly inheriting, then it is indirectly derived also, it is same as inheritance. Okay. Now see, hence the ends or the object class methods, hence the object class methods are available for every classes. Okay, this is what object class meaning. Okay, definition. Now we'll discuss point by point. Now what I said, first point is object is available in java.lang package. So if you want to do, normally how you'll do that import statement. Suppose if you are importing java.util.scanner class, you'll write like this, right? Import java.util.scanner class. But here the object class is available in the java.lang package. Java.lang package. But we are not importing. Still we are able to use the methods of object class. How? The java.lang package is implicitly imported. Okay, there is no need of importing explicitly. So if anyone asks you where is the object class is available, you tell that it is available in the java.lang package. What is the object class? What is object class? Object class. Object class is parent class. Parent class for every class in Java. For every class in Java. Either in inbuilt classes or derived classes. Any class you can consider. For every class, the object class is the parent class only. if you consider the hierarchy of inheritance, okay, simply I'll tell you, every hierarchy of inheritance, then it will be object, then you can be your parent, then you can be your child 1, then child 2, okay, here you can have again 2, again 1, here again 1. So whatever the hierarchy, this hierarchy will start with the object class. Object class is the supermost or parent class for all the classes in Java. Okay, what I said another point is, every class in Java is directly inherited or indirectly inheriting a object class. What is it is mean? Now see here, if you have a class test, you have a class test, if it is not inheriting any other classes, then the hierarchy of this class will be object test. Now the test class is directly inheriting, it is, there is no other parent class except object class, then this is called directly inheriting. Directly inheriting or directly derivation. Okay, now see here, you have one more class, parent class you have, which extends, otherwise you have a child class which extends parent class. Now hierarchy of this inheritance is, the parent will be like here, from the parent child is inheriting, from here there is object class, supermost class. For the child class, which is indirectly inheriting, okay, first parent has inherited object, so then child is inheriting from the parent, so the methods are available for the object class, it is also available in the child class, it is called indirectly inheriting, indirectly derived class. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
see here, that's why I said, if a class does not extend any other classes directly, then it is a direct child class of object. Okay. If a class extends another other classes, then it is indirectly derived. Okay. Indirectly derived. Hence the object class methods are available for every class. What are the object class methods? Now we'll discuss about object class methods. Object class object class provides object class provides multiple methods which are as follows. Okay, first method is toString method. Okay, I'll write in format only, toString method. Okay, next method is hash code. Next third one is equals, which is taking object class object reference. Next fourth one is finalize. Next fifth one is get class. Next sixth one is clone method. Next seventh one is wait. Next eighth one is notify. Ninth one is notify all. Then get class. 10th one is get class. Okay, sir, how can we remember this all? If you are not able to remember, if you want to do practice, just go to your command prompt. Okay, here wherever your command prompt is open, there type java p, then whatever that java.lang.object class. See, now you are able to see whatever the methods available here. Okay, everything you'll see, get class method, hash code, okay, equals, clone method, toString, notify all, wait. These are all the method overloading. Okay, finalize. Okay, this is the way you can get all the methods available in there. Now see here, we'll explain one by one here. What is the toString method? Why we need it? Okay. Now see here, toString method. This method, this method provides as a string representation. A string representation of an object. Of an object. Okay. And it is used to convert an object to a string. Okay. Now see here. First understand here. Now here. Guys, now here we have a car class. Okay. Now here you have a car class. Okay, just forget about it. In the main method, I'm creating one car object, then I'm printing. Now tell me what it will print. Now observe carefully here. It is printing the class name at the rate and some hexadecimal code. Okay. Now see here. This is what it is defining. Now here observe. This is what our code is. This is what our code is. This is what we have written. Okay, this is what we have written. Now observe here carefully. This is in our source code. Once after compilation. Now see, observe. It is going to transfer like this. Car C is equal to new car. Okay, system.out.println. System.out.println. Okay, C dot toString. Whenever you are printing an object reference, okay, whenever you are printing an object reference, okay, then internally toString method is called. Okay, then internally toString method is called. Now see, observe here the point you have to remember. Okay, whenever we try to print any object reference, then internally toString method is called. toString method is called. Okay. Now here, what is the defaultly the toString method is giving? What is the default string is giving by the toString method? Okay. Now here, it will return a string in default, that is, okay, class name plus @ okay, plus hexadecimal representation of hash code. Okay, hexadecimal representation of hash code. Now see here, this is what toString method is giving. Now observe here, but I'll always tell you that one thing you have to remember, it always recommended. It is always recommended. It is always recommended. Recommended to override a two string method. To override a two string method. Okay, to get our own string representation for object. To get our own string representation. Own string representation. Representation. Representation of object. Now see here. Let me take an example. Same the car example. Okay. Now see here. I have created here two variables. One is string name. Okay, string name. Then int price. String name, int price. Now here I am writing one constructor. Public car string name comma int price. Now the two variables are same, local and instance variable. That is why I am finding out difference with this dot name is equal to name. Okay. Now this dot price, this is used to refer a current class object. Reference name is equal to price. Okay. Now observe here. So I am creating an object by providing two values. First I have to provide name string format. I am providing Tata. Okay. Now I am printing, I am adding the value. Suppose 1000 and 10 lakhs. Okay. Now whenever I am printing the object, now suppose here, see, if you're not trusting me, I'll just do one thing. System dot out dot println. Now see here, I'll print c dot toString method. Here I'm explicitly calling toString method. Explicitly calling toString method. Okay. Here I didn't call anything. Now if I run this, now see, both are getting same output. So that what you have to understand, here also internally it is calling toString method only. Okay, internally calling toString method. Okay. Now here what I said, it is recommended to override toString method to get your own string representation of an object. See, now whenever the user is printing this object, whenever user is going to check this object, I want to print. What I want to print here? I wanted to print the name of a car and price. Then how to do that? Just override toString method. Okay, public string toString. Okay, now here what you have to override? Just return this dot name. Okay, this dot name car price is equals to car prices, simply car prices plus, okay, this dot price. Okay, now see, whenever I print here, now I am printing, before what it is getting, I am getting a car at the rate hexadecimal form of the hash code. Now see, observe what it is printing. Car, sorry, system dot out dot println. I am printing C. What is the C here? I am printing the object reference. After overridden of the toString method. Now observe, I'll execute this. Now are you able to see? You're getting your own representation of object or not? Tata car price is 10 lakhs. Okay, suppose you don't need this. You just want to print the variables. Whatever the variables you want to print that. Whenever you are printing this C, you want to print just the variables that have declared to the instance. You can do that. Tata 10,000. See, this is what toString method. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see here, the second one is hash code method. The second one is hash code method. Okay. Now here see, for every object, for every object, for every object, JVM, for every object, JVM generates a unique number which is hash code, which is hash code. Okay, hash code is different from each and every object. Okay, each and every object have different hash codes. Now see here. Okay, what is the hash code means? It will convert. Okay, normally inside it will convert. Okay, hash code is the integer. Hash code is the integer representation of. Hash code is the integer representation of internal address of an object. Internal representation of a internal address of a representation of internal address of a object. Okay, now see here why we need it. Okay, why we need a hash code. Okay, see, whenever the main advantages of here it is used to search for an object. It is used for search for an object. Now simply if I want to tell you, okay, now here if you are home, if you consider your hometown, okay, you consider your hometown, okay, everyone will have the one door number, right? Every home will have consist of one door number. What is that door number? Something number will be available, 4 bar 84 or something 484 something. This is the representation of the total address. Okay, this is the representation of the total address. Then the same way the hash code is the representation of internal address of an object. It has found by using some algorithms. Okay, now see here what is this hash code method. Now see, observe, whenever here I'm calling c dot hash code, c dot hash code. Now observe here 199,526 something it is printing. Now suppose if I create here one more object, if I create one more object, okay, let me create one more object. Car C2 is equal to, I'm providing here some BMW. Okay, here some 19 lakhs I'm creating. Now see here system dot out dot println C2. Okay, now see, sorry, C2 dot hash code. C2 dot hash code. Now see here, you're getting, now I said right, for each and every object the hash code will be different. Now see here the hash code is different, now the hash code is different. Okay, sir, how can we do that? Okay, what is the use? Now I'll tell you. Suppose you wanted to provide, you wanted to provide id for your car. your own, for your cars you have to provide ID. Okay, now I'll tell you, see here simply, public, you have to override, you have to override override public int hash code. Public int hash code. Okay, now here you can return whatever you the value. Suppose I'm taking here, okay, I'll just taking here one variable, okay, which is static variable, static int id is equal to, suppose I'm starting ids from 0, sorry, starting from id from 1. Okay, now what I'm doing here, okay, this is the starting id. Okay, otherwise I'll take here last id. Suppose my last id will be this one. Okay, idea, I'm here, I'm taking on some variable. You can take some reference id, some reference id. So reference id, I'm just saying that I'm starting with 1. Okay, here I'm taking id int id for every object, for every object. Okay, I want to provide some id. Okay, I want to provide some id. See, return id. Okay, here before that you have to do, what you have to do, you have to assign id is equal to reference id. Okay, then you have to, sorry guys, just give me a minute. This is where you are there. Okay, here you have to assign id. Okay, now see here, id equal to reference id. Okay, once this id 1 is assigned to one car, then you have to increase the value, which you have to increase the reference id value plus plus. Now observe here what I am doing. Okay, now this two string method I am removing here. Just observe hash code, there I am returning return id. Okay, return id. Now see here what will happen. System dot out dot println, system dot out dot println, I am printing first reference, then system dot out dot println c2. Okay, if I run now this, now see, car at the rate 1, car at the rate 2, you are able to hash, you are able to see hash code value is 1, hash code value is 2. Now you are providing an identity, right? You are providing an id number to the car or not? This is the first car you have developed, this is the second car. Okay, suppose you don't want like this way. Okay, now see here, now you have this here, you can override again here two string method, override two string method, public string two string. Okay, Now observe here. Now see, you're getting Tata at the rate 1, BMW at the rate 2. How you got? Just I'm taking the name variable and I am using the at the rate symbol and I am attaching the hash code so that you are getting the ID of a car and the name of a car. Suppose you want the hash code in the first, you can do that. Just see, just simply change here. Okay, now see, observe, you will get ID at the rate the name. However you want, you can override the two string method for the string representation. In the hash code, always remember you can return anything that is unique. Okay, is it clear what is hash code method? Guys, is it clear? Okay, the next one is equals method. Okay, the next one is equals method. It compares. It compares. Which height it compares? It compares the given object. It compares the given object to this object. To this object. What is here the this object is the object on which the object on which the method is called. The object on which the method is called. Now see here. Okay. Now here see. It will use the generic way. Equals method normally it will use the generic way. It will check the object reference of two objects. Then whether it is pointing to the same object or not. Then it will give you true or false. Okay. Now see, observe what it is meaning by here. Okay. Now here observe. We have two methods. We have two objects we have. What are the two objects we have here? We have C1 and C2, two cars we have. Guys, how many objects we have here?
Two, sir.
Okay. Now see, if I compare these two objects, if I compare these two objects by using equals method, okay, C system dot out dot println C1 dot equals C2 method, then what is the output? It will throw you false. Why? You know, observe here. It is checking object reference. It is checking object reference here. Okay, it is checking object reference. Now how to do that? Then how to do that? Now suppose my intention is that I have to provide to my class one future that it will check the car names, then it will give the whether the two cars equal or not. So what I'm saying that what is my requirement is here, observe. I want to, otherwise I can ask you question. How can I provide a future to my class in the way that it can check two car name, otherwise it can check variables of a class, then it will decide equal or not. It will decide equal or not. How to provide that feature? Now see simply how to tell that we can provide this feature by overriding equals method. Now before that, you have to understand here what is this object, what is the comparing object. Now see here, always remember here. Now you are calling object 1. Okay, now see here, just before we did it here. Okay, C1. Okay, C1 dot equals C1 dot equals, it called an object C2. Okay, it called an object called C2. Now here you have to remember this C1 is referring by this keyword. This is the present class object. This is referring to now C1. Okay, in this your class, whenever you're calling a equals method, this is referring to the whichever the object is calling, equals method, that will be defined by this. Okay, this will be a parameter. Is it clear? Now see how to override. Now I have here, okay, I have here, now I'm just removing this all the things. Okay, I have a class. In the class I have three variables. What are the three variables are? One is name, int, price, int id. Now see here, int id. Okay, this dot id equals to id. Now see, observe here, I'm providing 1 comma data, otherwise 1 comma here. Now see, observe here, data, otherwise I'll keep data. Okay, now here I'll just simply keep 1000. Okay, now see here, I'm saving. Now I'm executing this. Now see, still it is false. If you consider all the things are equal, id is equal. If automatical id is equal, means automatical remaining things will are equal. But still it is saying that two cars are not equal. Then how to do that? Just override. Which method you have to override? Public boolean. Public boolean equals method. Public boolean equals method. Okay, here equals method, which is taking object reference, which is taking object class object reference, which is override. Okay, now observe here how to do that. Just check return this. Okay, now before this, here observe one thing is happening. Okay, I'll take this simple, these 2 lines of code, I'll explain it. Guys, this is the most important thing, understand here clearly when you are overriding a equals method. This is the way you are writing it, I mean overriding. Now see here, this is what you have been their code. Now observe, I said this is referring to this. Okay, now you are passing this to C2. Okay, now what it will happen? Object obj is equal to C2. Okay, C2 is the child class, object is the parent class. Now it is will be object. Now here you have to perform casting. Which casting you have to perform? Which casting you have to perform here? It is upcasting. You are converting from object class reference to again to child class. Okay, now see here, we'll perform here the casting. Now see here, what is this car? C is equal to, okay, car obj. Okay, now here I'm checking return this dot id equal to id. Which id? C dot id. Okay, now see, observe here. Now if I run this, now see, it is true. Okay, if you want to check according to your name, you can check here. This dot name is equal to name. Okay, now see, still it is true. Suppose if you have made your changes, TATA, otherwise anything BMW have made it. Now see, false. Okay, here according to your wish, however you want to provide a feature to your class with to check equals method, you can override this. Okay, this is what equals method. Okay, now see here, first I'll discuss our get class method. Okay, get class method, it returns the class object. It returns a class of a object. It returns a class of a object. Okay, now see here, simply it is there, nothing is there in this. Now see, if you have here, whenever you want to know, okay, suppose if you are there in some other class, you want to know the which class object is this, c2 dot get class. Now see here, it will provide you class car, whatever the class name is, that it will provide. Okay, it will just use it to get a class name of a object. Now here, clone. Why this clone is useful? What is the use of this clone method? As I'll tell you simply one thing. Remember, clone is used to clone an object. Like I'll tell you. Suppose what is your clone means? It returns a new object. It returns a new object. Exactly the same as this object. This means here, whatever the object now, it is current object. Okay, remember, if your class has to support the clone operation, if your class has to support cloning, then you have to then your class must be implementing clonable interface. Okay, now see here, let me write an example for the clonable. Now see here, how to implement a clonable, usage of a clonable method. Okay, now see here clearly, I have here car. I am creating an object exactly of a now see, of the car 1 type. Now car c2 is equal to you have to provide here car. Okay, and then here, which object you want to clone? This one, c1 dot clone. Now see, it is throwing an error. Which error it is throwing? It is saying that it is a chance of throwing an exception. Okay, just I'm declaring, you don't worry about this. Okay, now see here, now if I execute this class, now see, system dot out dot println c2. Okay, now if I execute this class, see, it is throwing an exception. Clone not support exception. Why it is throwing an exception? Okay, as I said, right, Remember here I said that if your class has support cloning, then your class must be, if your class has to support cloning, then your class must be implementing clonable interface. If not implemented, if not implemented, then it will throw, then it will throw clone not supported exception, clone not supported exception. If you are not understanding exception, it's fine. In the next topic we'll discuss clearly about exceptions. Now see here, what I have to do, implement means just I'm implementing here, implements clonable, implements clonable. Now see, if I observe, now if I run this, now see, you're getting, suppose if I print here system.out.println c1, okay. Now see, these both have object different, but these have the same. Now suppose if you see print here c2 dot name, c2 dot name, c1 dot name. Now see, tata both. Now I'll tell you, when you have to use cloning means, I'll tell you in a simple example. Now however you have on paper, now whenever you have a paper, okay, suppose you can consider this as a 10th class mark list, you have a some object. Now whenever you want to make a copy, however you will make a xerox, however you will make a xerox, okay, the same way you, however you will make a xerox here, the same way the cloning is happening. Cloning means you can tell the xerox copy. Here you are getting a new address or not, you are getting a new object or not. For this, suppose if you want to store this two, this is original, this is duplicate, this is the cloned one, but still you will store it separately, right, in the two separate locations. The same way, even though your cloning object has been same as copy of the original, but it will store in some other object reference. Okay, this is what cloning means. Now see here, I'm just providing the how to clone the method. Now here I'll just give you a simple definition. Already get class method is done. Okay. Now what is wait method here? Wait method, notify method, notify all method. It will come in a multi-threading. Okay. Now see here, wait method. It is used to make a thread in a waiting condition. Waiting condition. Okay. Now here notify or notify. It is used to notify a thread, to run. Okay, notify all. It is used to notify a threads. It is used to notify a threads to run. Now thread and threads are singular and plural. Now I'll tell you simple example here. Now try to understand. Now suppose in our program, the two threads are running. Two threads are running. Okay. Now see here. Here you can consider bank account. Here it is taking deposit. Okay. It is withdrawal. Okay. Now observe. Okay, your account balance is 0. Your account balance is 0. If you are withdrawing 500, it will come. It will throw you error, insufficient balance. Suppose at the same time someone is depositing into your account. So that time what will you do? You will deposit 500, so that until that it has to wait, right, we'll tell that withdraw dot wait for 50 seconds. Okay, so the now your thread is in wait, otherwise you can tell withdraw dot wait. Okay, you just tell the wait. Okay, now your withdrawal thread is in wait situation. How to tell that notify, how to tell your deposit is successfully installed, now you can perform the withdrawal operation, that is by using notify to wake up this thread from a wait condition. Okay, notify all means suppose in your class there are some other threads also. Okay, now you have three threads. To make all these threads at a time, one time notifying to all the threads, then use notify all. This is what notify all and these things. Okay, we'll discuss completing multi-threading if you are interested. Now see here, we have finalize method. We have a finalize method. Now this finalize method, what is this finalize method? Okay. Hmm. 1 minute. Okay. Now see, finalize method. Finalize method. Finalize method is called just before just before an object is garbage collected. An object is garbage collected. An object is garbage collected. Now see here, what is meant by garbage collected. I'll just explain you simple way. No need of getting confused in this. Now see, observe. Let me take an example. Consider in your home you have some unused clothes, some unused clothes, or some waste clothes. Okay. However, your mom, whenever your mom is daily cleaning, so she will throw these clothes into dustbin or not. Otherwise, some food, whatever the food you have prepared in the night, okay, that food is not good. Okay, if the food is got, I mean, spoiled, then your mom throw it to dustbin or not? Guys, tell me, she'll throw it or not?
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay, the same way. Now, ever in the same way, we have a garbage collector. We have a garbage collector in Java. However, whenever your class whenever your class contains some unused references, or some references which doesn't have any, I mean, which doesn't have any referring address. Okay, whenever your class in Java, in your class, whichever the useless object is available, that object is collected by a garbage collector. It will delete that object, it will free the memory, it will free the memory every time whenever your garbage collector is working, whenever your garbage collector is working. Just before that, finalize method is called. Just before that, finalize method is called. Okay. Now see, simply I'll tell you one thing. Now I'll show you an example. Now see here. Okay. Now here I'm creating one car object. I'm creating one car object. Car C is equal to new car. Car C is equal to new car. Okay. Now see here. System. Now here what I'm doing. System dot out dot println C dot hash code I'm printing. Just I'm printing one method. Now see here what I'm doing. Now observe what I'm doing here. I'm making this reference is null. C is equal to null. Now I'm making this reference is null. Okay. Now simply understand here. Simple logic I'll tell you. Okay. Now you have one packet. Okay. Now you have one packet here. Something, one box, one packet is there. Just consider cover bag. Okay. Otherwise, some food parcel is there. In this, there is a food. You cleared all the food. Then one waste cover is there. Means you are clearing all the food from here, and you are making the cover is nil. Okay. The same way here, I have created an object. After that, I make the car as a null. Okay. Now tell me, once after you ate the food from a packet parcel, it will throw you into dustbin or not? You'll keep it in store somewhere if it is useless? No, right? You'll throw it to dustbin to free up your space in your room. The same way, here also, the garbage collector Now it is, now this C object reference is null. It is pointing towards null. Then means it is not useful. Okay, that's why it will throw into a dustbin. How to throw that? Now see system dot gc. Okay, system dot gc. Now here no need of calling externally. I'm just demonstrating that it is, I'm showing you. Normally garbage collector will work internally. System dot gc. Now see here system dot out dot println end. Okay, now observe here. Okay, and it has print the hash code. Sir, you said finalize method will call, but here I didn't see any finalize method. Okay, then see, simply I'll tell you, I'll just override the, I'll just override the finalize method. I'll show you. See, I'm just overriding finalize method. Okay, now see here, if I consider super dot finalize, always remember this finalize method is empty method. See, it is opening braces and not an abstract method. It is an empty method. There is no implementation here. Okay, in object class there is no implementation, there is no nothing, print statement, nothing. So that's why it is not printing anything. But see here, protected void finalize, this is the protected method. I'm override this method. Now see system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println. Here I'm printing finalize method is called, finalize method is called. Now observe, final method is called. Do you call anywhere the method here? Guys, did you call the finalize method anywhere here?
No, sir.
Okay, we are calling system.gc before or system.println.end. Otherwise, suppose I'll write here one more system.println. Now see, which we are printing, which we are calling before. We are calling before gc, we are calling before garbage collector. Then why it is executing this two extra line code before it is calling the garbage collector? Because it is checking whether it is there any relation after the code. Okay, okay, this garbage collector will execute at the end of a class. Whenever it is executing, whenever the garbage collector is collecting all the unused items, that time it will call the finalize method. You can do one thing. Now if you observe, I'll just provide an example here. I don't know how many people have been observed here. If you have created an account, suppose I have seen so many websites, but I didn't remember name. If you have created an account in some website, if you are not using for longer times, okay, then they will send you one mail, right? You are using, if your account is not using by so much long, so that if you are not using by tomorrow, then it will be, your account will get deleted. Okay, did anyone is observed like this?
Yes, sir.
So there here it is getting garbage collector. Okay, that now the finalize method is sending you the mail. Okay, it is telling that user, which is, you have the finalize method is overdone there, and it is asking to send you mail by with this body implementation before getting to garbage collector. That is what the use of finalize method. So simply this is the complete overview of a object class. Is it clear?